have you ever had that love-hate relationship with that one pattern that you wanted to sew up and it just driving you crazy? Stay tuned. Hi, it's EJ. So today we're going to talk about really a pattern review. I have a love-hate relationship with this garment, as you saw in my intro. Have you ever had that moment where you sewed something up and you love it, but you hate it at the same time? Or you hate the process of it? Well, that's kind of what happened to me. So I was sewing up this garment. It's very easy to sew up. But I knew I was doing something wrong and I kept doing that same thing. Has that happened to you? God, tell me about it. It's just like, what am I know this isn't the way it's supposed to be, but you keep doing it anyway. So I had to put it aside. Otherwise, this would have been done in February. I kept pushing it aside because I kept doing that, repeating that same step over and over again. And it just wasn't, I knew that it wasn't supposed to be made up that way. So what am I talking about anyways, right? EJ, come on. What are you talking about? I'm talking about Vogue. Vogue, what is this? It's not what's on the envelope. 9251, the wrap dress. Yes. So y'all know I talked about wanting to sew over an Eve dress because everyone had it and it looks really beautiful. And I found something similar. I found Vogue. Okay. And I thought, well, let me try this. This was a lot less expensive. It was already in my stash. And so why not? I found fabric. I made it work for this particular pattern. And I said, okay, let me see. I love the way it made up. Very easy to put together. The fabric I chose for this was a cotton rayon and it looks amazing. I love it. And I had enough of it to make it happen, okay? Now, I did do the shorter version. The one thing that I kept repeating over and over again, I was following the instructions, was how to put the belt in, right? The ties. And I knew that it didn't make sense to me and I knew that it wasn't going to work. But I did it anyway. And I did it like 3 times. And then finally I said, you know what? No. Wait. I'm going to come back to this. And maybe I'm not understanding this right. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm reading it one way. My mind's processing it in another. Right? So I did that. Came back and I said, I'm going to do the opposite of what it said. And then it worked. But I'm not liking how it fits. So, or how the belt is. So I'm thinking, I think I have enough fabric to make the belt a little bit thicker because I think it's like maybe a 1/4 of an inch or so wide, maybe a little bit bigger. And I want it a little bit wider. So I think if I have enough fabric, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do the tie a different way because I don't like the way that it is. I haven't completely finished this dress. I just need to add the bias binding all the way. Well, it says to do bias binding on top and then do the 5/8 of an inch rolled hem at the bottom or all the way around. And I don't want to do that. I want to do bias binding all the way around and then on the inseam of the waist. But haven't done that piece yet because I am not happy with the results at the moment. Fabric's good. Pattern easy to go, put together. Anybody can do this. Of course, it's a very easy Vogue. Some people still find that very easy Vogue is complicated, and it can be, but basic skills needed. That's it. Anyways, so let me bring Wilma over so you could see what I'm talking about. I'm going to kind of put her back here so you can get a better view of her, okay? And I'm wearing a hoodie because it's cold. It's rainy, it's gloomy, it's cold. It's been like that the last few days. I think the sun popped out the other day. Or was it yesterday? I don't know, maybe the day before, I don't know, for that day. But then now it's raining and ugly, and I just don't, I don't like the rain. I don't like gloomy weather, especially because y'all know that I don't have perfect lighting in here, so I haven't been able to sew, and it makes me so mad. So I'm finishing my crochet project. That's a whole other story. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the dress. Doesn't this fabric look good, guys? Like, seriously, I think it looks good. I think the fabric choice was great. The sleeves, I love it. It still has the flounce. I did the bias binding underneath, even though it calls for a rolled hem. I like the bias binding. It looks much nicer than it would, I feel, with the rolled hem. And it calls to put bias binding here, but I'm going to do it all the way around once I start to like this dress again. That's the only thing that needs to happen here. And like I mentioned, I want to put bias binding in the inside of the waistline, and I want to make the belt bigger. So that's why I haven't finished it. The only 2 things that I need to do, or 3 things that I need to do. I want to make the belt bigger. It is kind of small, as you can see, or thin, and it twisted on me over here, so I have to unpick it. This was like the 3rd time that I was putting it in, and I thought it was going to be done, and it twisted on me. So even though I was careful, it still twisted somehow. So I have to fix that. It does have pockets, so I like that it has pockets. And the other thing I want to do is I'll put snaps on it, because I feel like it could just, I'm not about that. You know, I'm not about showing all of my body off, you know. So the dress looks awesome on Wilma, but when I mean Betty, but when I put it on Wilma, who is similar to my body type right now, it does not look good. When I put it on my human body, I'm like, girl, no, you need to take that shit off. Like, maybe I'm not meant to wear wrap dresses. I don't know. I've never had a wrap dress. I've always liked them, but I never bought them for the fear of them opening up like that, you know? Or I never made one. This is my first time making a wrap dress. Again, it's easy. But my problem was the belt area. I kept following the directions, but maybe my mind processed, maybe I read it one way, but my mind processed another, and I did another, you know? So I don't know, but I definitely want to figure out a different way of doing the tie, because I don't like the way the tie looks. I don't like how this looks like this. It doesn't look good whatsoever. I'm thinking of probably doing a full-on tie that goes all the way around in the inside on the waistband, and then maybe doing like maybe some buttonholes, some small buttonholes or something, to bring it through here and then bring it out this way, rather than sewing it on to the sides. I feel that it doesn't, I mean, well, I don't know. I don't like the way that looks. And maybe that could be part of the reason of when I put it on, it didn't look good on me, because of where the ties sit on your body. So I think what I want to do is I want to make a longer tie, and then, as I mentioned, sew it in the back and the inside at the waistline, and then have 2 buttonholes here and bring the tie out. So that way it sits better and it grabs all the way around, because right now it kind of just grabs here, and then the back, let me turn her around. Let me bring her closer so you can see the back is here. This is the seam, right? And then here, it kind of like pulls. So it kind of lifts this up, and then it goes down, as you can see. Watch my finger. This is the seam, see? And I feel like I don't like that. And I don't like how, okay, well, that's the twisted side. So let's not look at that side. You see how this looks here? I don't like how that looks. So I feel like if I do it in the inside and I bring the tie out like this, and then put 2 buttonhole, small buttonholes here, I can bring the strap out, and then it could be that wrap, you know, it'll tie, and it won't, because it looks like, you see how it like puckers the fabric from the back to the front. And even if I adjust the tie, right, I don't like how that looks. Look how that looks. It just, hold on. So even if I don't tie it as tight, okay, even if I don't tie it as tight, and I tie it like this, Where the heck is this tie? Right here. I don't like how that looks. See, I made it looser and I don't like how it looks. And what I want to do is I'm probably going to put a snap here and then snap it like that so it stays across like that and it gives it a neater finished look. So definitely want to make the bout a little bit wider, and I think that's what I'll do is I'll hem it to the inside of the back and then bring it out through here on the sides, maybe doing a little small buttonhole and bringing that through like that, and then putting a snap. I'm definitely going to put a snap here and here, or some hook and eyes, but I think a snap will be better. Maybe do 2 here just to keep it in place like that. Since I'm not completely done, I don't mind unpicking these 2 sections here because that's where this is connected to the side seam here, and then again doing what I'm thinking that I want to do. And I think when I do that, I think I'll like it better, but as of right now, this second, I'm not liking it. I don't like how it looks on me. I don't like how, and again, it could have to do with the way the ties are. I don't know, because then it pushes the pockets. It pushes the pockets like, you know, it brings that all to the front. And so I think that's what I'm going to do is just basically just kind of put this, after I put the bias binding on, I'll sew that tab thingy to the bias binding, and then one here, that snap, and then I will snap it like that. That way it brings this up the way it's supposed to be, and it'll look different. And maybe then I will like the dress, and maybe then I can put it back on my human body, and maybe it'll look better. I don't know, but that's my next challenge. That's my next step. And I'll definitely do an updated video about this so that you could see if that does work or not. But that is the plan. The plan is to unpick the sides, make a longer, a little bit thicker strap, maybe 1/2 inch, and then put it towards the back, you know, not the back and the inside, the back and the inside, and sew it there, and then bring out to the sides and then tie it. That was my initial thought, but I said, no, let me go with the instructions and see how that works. And I don't like it. Don't like it. But I don't feel like working on this right now because I don't know that I'm going to wear it. I don't know if I'm going to love it. I love the fabric choice I picked. It's very flowy. As you can see, it's very drapey, and I love it. And I felt like, you know, I'll put tights underneath, you know, in case it blows open, but that's why I'm going to put the tabs. And I think I'll put 2, and then I'll put 1 here so that this stays closed. And I think that's what I'm going to do with the ties is make it longer, just the way that I thought, and I didn't do it. So that will be an alteration that I make and I put to my notes. So that way, if I make it again, if I like it and make it again, I'll know exactly what I need to do rather than follow the instructions. So yeah. So yeah, I did make the shorter version. I did make view A, this one here, because I am short. The dress actually fits me not as long as this, but it does come down to my ankles, which is okay. I wanted a long version of it. I want it to be long, so that's good. So I am happy about that. Again, I like the fabric. I think the fabric looks good on the dress itself. I love how it is. Again, all I need to do is what I mentioned, and that's it. And then it should be. We'll see. I'm hoping that it'll look good on me. I'm hoping even if I wear a body shaper, maybe that I need that right now until I lose more weight. Maybe that'll look better on me. But I don't know. Right now, I'm not liking the project itself. So I'm going to put it aside and then come back to it again. Like I said, I got to make sure I have enough fabric. It's supposed to rain all weekend. Maybe I'll do this on the weekend. Maybe I'll be like, okay, let me get me a Starbucks and let me tackle this down. And maybe that's what I'll do. I do have another project on my table that I'm thinking of doing a sew along for. So I'm not going to say what it is. So anyways, that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments or suggestions on how I should do the bout, or if you think that way that I'm explaining to do the bout is a good way, let me know in the comments below. I know I asked for comments. I don't really get anybody. You guys don't. What's up? I thought we were friends. I thought we were so friends. If we were so friends, you should be commenting on my videos and letting me know Yes or no, you know, EJ, no. Yes, EJ, do this. You know, I'm looking for you to tell me because that's why I made the channel. Come on, guys, let's talk. Let's be friends. Let's grow this community together. All right. Have a great weekend. We'll talk soon.